again, part of that whole problem again is the welfare system. It just draws a lot of people from abroad, and a lot of the welfare recipients don't have any pride, and you go into a lot of apartment buildings and they're trashed. Not to say it's all of their fault. Some of them are the landlord's problems. We have a lot of landlords in this city that are, you can't find them. You go to City Hall and you don't know who they are. They're on their LLCs. You can't, some of these property owners are not responsible for their properties, and you can't find them. And they make it so that you can't find them. So there's a lot of buildings that are dilapidated, and some of it is, got to be in the code enforcement and make some of these people repair some of the buildings. But and I sympathize with some of the landlords, because you repair some of the buildings, you got nice places. They rent it to the wrong people and they trash the place. So it's a tough situation. I was a landlord 30 years ago. I got out of it, and I'm not sorry I did. It's just not something that I would want to do. It's a tough situation on landlords, especially for the ones that want to be good landlords. There's too many of them that are slumlords that don't care about nothing but taking money from people and don't want to repair their places. They don't want to fix any of the problems. I've had many tenants call me up personally, because I do home inspections and I do mold inspections, and they want me to do a mold test. Well, I don't do mold tests in a building that they don't own, so they need to get permission from the landlords, and the landlords don't want to do anything about it. They don't want to hear about it. So it's a tough situation between some of the landlords and some of the tenants. So there's a balance there that's got to be fixed. As a city approach, I think the only way to go about it would be through some of the code enforcement. Either through code enforcement or some of it through the health department, where some of the places are just not fit to live in. Which brings another problem that I have a pet peeve with, is that city owns a lot of property and buys property, and I see them condemn some of the buildings that need to be condemned, and then they turn around and they pay the landlord that owns that condemned building more than market value, way more, and then the city spends another $20,000–$30,000 to rip it down. I don't think it's something that the city should be buying properties. If it's condemned, it's condemned. If it needs to be ripped down, charge the owner for it. I don't think the city should be taking possession of the properties like we've seen many of them on Lincoln Street and Little Canada area, where the city's been buying buildings and paying a lot of money for some of these buildings, 6 figures, and then they're paying to rip it down, and they get an empty lot, and I just don't know where their vision is.